Hello. So for this week, we have a lot of things to share. I've organized them into 3 different groups, as you can see. And what I'm going to do is make a quick screencast of kind of explaining what we do for each group. So I'm going to start right now with the amortization section, which is what we started this past week off with on Monday. We spent 2 days on this, and the material that we're sharing is really only about, a period and a half. We have 40-minute periods. So it's not really 2 full periods worth of work. So we had kids do a lot of looking around on Zillow and getting their examples for home values to enter into the calculators and things like that. So that's something that you could add in to kind of beef up these 2 days worth of work, or it's also something you could take out if you wanted to shorten this, or if you had a block period where you wanted to just get this done in one session, one day. So what I've shared with you is our notes that we start off with, and here's a blank copy. Just a quick explanation of what amortization is and how your loan doesn't get paid off linearly. Your principal doesn't decrease by the same amount each month with each payment. And that, a different amount is going to go towards principal than is going to go towards interest. And we talk about how in the beginning, the majority of your paycheck, as you can see here, the percentage going towards interest is much higher than the percentage that's going towards principal, which is actually bringing down your loan value. And this will all tie into equity, which we'll get to later on in the week. One of the things that this ties into is we just finished our tax return unit, and we talked about your mortgage interest and how that's one of the things that you can use to deduct. Okay, so after that, what we do is we go to a sheet that we've shared with them, where it's an actual amortization table. So we have, this is it right here, and I've shared this with you. We have a mortgage payment calculator for just the monthly mortgage. We are leaving out for this week. We really don't talk about those 2 extra pieces, the home insurance and property taxes. We get back to that next week when we dive a little deeper into property taxes. So this we share with them, and they make a copy of with the formulas in it, because we just kind of want to get into really what it tells you and what it means, rather than bog down 20 minutes, 15 minutes with getting kids to do the formatting to get this right. That kind of is one way we even out, the different levels of kids in our classes. Some kids could recreate a sheet, based on a template in 5 minutes, and other kids, this would be very difficult to recreate. So to kind of jump right in, we share it as is. And we show them that, we come up with a principal. Maybe you find a house or something on Zillow and you type the principal in, and we explain how this, calculator came from the monthly payment formula, which we've made a calculator for in the past. Put a rate of 0.04, and we'll go with 30. And because I typed in a very inexpensive home. Okay, there we go. So that gives you the monthly mortgage payment, and then it gives you your ending balance after each payment for the length of your loan. So it goes all the way down to 2048 for when we do a 30-year term. This calculator shows you what amount goes to your total monthly payment, what amount goes towards interest, and what amount goes towards principal. So you can take a look at these numbers. You can try to find the point at which these 2 columns are equal, and the amount you're paying towards interest is equal to the amount you're paying towards principal, and then thereafter it flips. And then we answer some questions back over in the notes, where we have our first scenario, similar to the one I just typed in. Look at the difference in monthly payment for a 30-year to a 15-year mortgage. Talk about the advantages and disadvantages of that. Again, revisit that. Compare the loan balance, how much left you owe on your loan if you were to take out a 30-year mortgage versus a 15-year mortgage after just different periods of time. This kind of opens up a lot of areas for conversation and questions, and that's why this is kind of hard to time. It could drag out to 2 periods. It could be just 1 period. And then we have them, I usually have them do another scenario that's similar where they answer the same questions just on their own so that they're actually, engaging in it. And so for us, that was really 1 period. And then the next day, just to, reel everybody back in and remind them of what we did the day before, we did a quick little review, very similar, a scenario and, answering very, very similar questions. And after we do this, we go over it, they take a quick mortgage quiz through Google Forms where it basically asks them to do the same exact thing they just did in that review we did. We give them a scenario and they have to answer very similar questions. And that is our amortization lessons and activities.